Player 4. Press start to join.
Hi, I'm Mike.
This is Alan.
Josh. And this is Press Start to Join.
Woo! Hey!
This is the pilot episode for our podcast. It's kind of a horrible disaster piece where we've been banging our heads against a monolith of a Mac.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's a good size.
It's all in vain because we decided to go with the crappy mic that's just built directly into the front of it. So now we're all facing around the computer, just freewheeling.
At least now we know what microphone bleeding is.
Hooray!
We all brought our own headsets and then sat a foot apart from each other. Well, that didn't end well.
Maybe next time we should get a little bit more open space.
That too. I don't got it though.
Rugged.
Okay, phone masks didn't work, but what we're doing with this podcast is we're gonna take questions from people, which we have one.
Actually, yeah, we do.
Okay,
the idea is that in no specific order, we are player 1, 2, and 3, and every day we will have someone drop in or other people launch one more.
I just want to clarify every episode.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Every time we talk, we'll have random topics, comments, questions thrown in from other people. It's drop-in, drop-out conversation. That's the idea. We have a social networking page on Twitter and Facebook.
We're the Lego series of podcasts. We're Lego Podcast. Your friend can just sit down, fuck you right up, stop your screen from scrolling, and then you're back to kicking them off. Unplug the controller, back to computer.
Okay, so we actually have a question from a fourth player or a topic, and we have a few topics of our own. The idea right now is we're just going to kind of introduce ourselves. Our fourth player today would be Chris H., a friend of mine from Nate.
I like him too, he's so right.
Yeah, he's a friend of all of ours. Mike, stop trying to hug him.
I'm sorry, okay? He's a pretty cool guy.
You can't have all the Facebook. And we all have questions, and then we'll take his question if you remember it, because I don't.
Yes, I do have one.
Okay.
Thanks. So, just to get to know us a little better, my idea of a topic was to pick a show from our past or childhood, and then kind of explain why it's good to us and why people should watch it. So,
What the fuck is that, Mike?
What?
What the fuck is that show?
What the fuck's that show?
I've been waiting all week.
Well, for me, it's Shadow Raiders.
Yes! What the hell is that?
Shadow Raiders is actually a CGI animated cartoon done by the guys that did Reboot and Beast Wars,
Okay.
as well as Beast Machine Cybertron. But we don't talk about that one.
Why the hell not? It's awesome.
No, it's terrible.
No, it's amazing.
No,
dude.
it's not. Oh my god, Beast Machine Cybertron?
Okay.
Techno-Organics.
See,
Last minute alteration, that's now my show just to spite Mike.
I hate you so much. Talk about the other one.
this is good for me, because I didn't have cable growing up, so.
Okay, so Shadow Raiders is it's a really loose facsimile based upon the War Planets toy line brought to you by Treadmasters. It's a miniatures kind of toy line. The idea was that there's one gigantic evil race hell-bent on destroying and devouring everything. That would be the Beast Planet. In the show, the Beast Planet shows up on the last day of Planet Tech and destroys it.
And
it devours the entire planet.
And they raid the shadows.
No.
Okay.
There's actually very little shadow rating going on.
The idea behind the topic Shadow Raiders is that each of the... I'll get to that in a second. So from there, Beast Planet destroys Planet Tech, actually devours the planet. It opens up, pulls Planet Tech into itself, dismantling it for its resources.
Think
kind of
Galacticus in the form of a giant sphere.
Or Unicron.
Explain that to me in Star Wars.
Death Star versus...
Okay, think if the Death Star was a Sarlacc.
Oh, shit.
Yes. And then from there, the Beast Planet shows up in a new system, and its forces kind of start spreading out. The idea is that when it shows up, it starts destroying and eating things. But where it shows up, there are 4 planets. They are bone, fire, rock, and ice. That is, it's not quite order from the sun, but whatever. No one gives a shit.
I'm not going to pull out a star map or something.
Yeah, no, my favorite would be rock, followed by ice, and then bone and fire can go to hell.
Those are my favorite now.
Okay, everyone hates bone. They're like googly little green guys. They suck.
It doesn't really do anything. Bone's got but the idea of the Shadow Raiders title is that they must, to survive, feed off of one another, but instead of being peaceful and having alliances, they war with one another all the time. Example would be
Good kid show.
Example would be that 3 of the planets raid ice for water, rock for ore and other minerals. I'm not sure what you get from bone. Fire.
Slaves?
Yeah.
Slaves?
I think slaves, actually.
Holy shit.
They're all scoogly little green things.
Organics for food as well.
Oh, no, because I remember, the one thing I remember is that the ice planet, they eat, like, ice lice or some shit.
No, ice fleas are a thing that lives on planet ice, but you don't screw with them because they attack.
No, ice lice. They eat ice lice. The ice fleas might be evil, but the lice, those are delicious, I've heard.
Okay.
They need to ice shave their head.
But the purpose behind Shadow Raiders is that just a guy, his name is Graveheart, he is a... Oh man, okay. Yeah, I didn't even get to this part. My favorite part. It's a 90s show, so you know it's riddled with bad puns.
Delicious.
And really terrible one-liners, but that's what makes it the best. So, the main character, his name is Graveheart, and he's just a miner. He will remind you of that like 80,000 times in Season 1 alone.
So they have really young protagonists?
No.
Josh.
Okay.
He's a former soldier, blah, blah, blah. But, He meets up with Tekla of Planet Tech. She's the only survivor, and King Kryos of Planet Ice. And from there, he has to try and unite all the worlds of the system to fight against the Beast. Now, other characters include my favorites would be Jade of Planet Rock. Then you've got Prince Pyrus. And then you've got Lord Mantle of also Planet Rock.
Nice.
Then you've got a couple of the only characters you'll really get named from Bone in all of Season 1. They are Femur and Pelvis.
Oh,
and their capital ship is the Clavicle.
I also remember there was one kick-ass guy, the only cool-looking guy from Bone. I think his name is Sternum.
Sternum comes out in Season 2.
Yeah.
That's Femur's brother.
Yeah.
And
okay.
And then,
Sorry.
another character from Season 1, actually the show, is Feldspar. He's from Planet Rock as well. Yeah. Graveheart, Feldspar, Jade, Lord Mantle.
Nice.
It's really interesting. I really like it, but I don't like how it ends. It has a lot of fighting. It's really science fiction themed, and if you get to know me over the next little while, I love sci-fi. I like the underdog story a lot, and in this instance, it's 4 worlds banding together to destroy an all-encompassing evil, which, to me, is a really good storyline.
Mm-hmm.
The ending is really abrupt. It kind of sucks because Season 3 was supposed to be a thing, but Rainmaker, formerly Matrix Entertainment, or Matrix Studios, I can't remember, they did a lot of other things, and you'll know if you ever watched Reboot from the ending of My Two Bobs that they have a bad habit of not getting to finish their stuff. Yeah.
Oh, man.
In short, if you've never seen it, Season 2 ends with, instead of everybody destroying the Beast Planet, they just make it somebody else's problem.
Nice.
It goes to devour a world with a teleporter in it, and as soon as it grabs onto it, they teleport it to somewhere across the galaxy.
That's like Judge Dredd when they teleport the nukes to another Earth.
Yeah, but...
Wait.
Oh, sorry. In Judge Dredd, Russians attack Mega City 1.
Yeah.
And when Mega City 1 tries to nuke the Russians away, they have this thing called the Apocalypse Field Generator, and what it does is when the nukes hit it, they teleport to an alternate Earth, destroying it.
Fuck alternate Earth!
Yeah. So it's just like that. So the Beast Planet is now somebody else's problem, and it cuts to, just like the very beginning, it's got a weird, like, intro-outro. It starts with Planet Tech on Doomsday, and then it ends with Planet Reptizer on Doomsday. And then there's
like a dinosaur planet.
I don't even know, because it just shows you it from space, and the Beast Planet approaching it, going to go eat it. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
That's the whole ending. Like, I loved the show. I loved everything about it. Like, Blade Wings, they were sweet fighters. The Aurora, also cool.
Oh, well, they're good fighters. That's why Mike likes them.
Planet Rock had a lot of sweet technology. I like their soldiers and their gear. Their armor was really nice. They had a really compelling storyline behind all of it.
Rock was really the one planet with armor.
Rock was like
They had all the ore.
Rock's a military stronghold. They have the battle moons, which are my favorite thing.
I love those
They're
things.
like, okay, we got 5 moons. What do we do? Strap engines and giant cannons to them.
Yeah.
Use those as defense platforms. And then you've got...
Like Mars and Venus and Invader Zim.
Exactly.
Yeah. The face and the butt.
Wait, it was Uranus, wasn't it?
I was a face and a butt. I think it was a Mercury or something. I don't know.
No, it was far away, I thought.
Was it?
Okay. Zim isn't one of our shows, so
No.
we're not talking about Zim.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Back to what we were saying.
Ice has King Kryos. He's a really compelling leader. He's the I care about all my people kind of deal. And then you've got the young Prince Pyrus. His father perished, and he's growing up in the shadow of an idea. And then you've got Femur. Femur's the stereotypical comic relief.
Oh yeah, and
Nice.
Pyrus has that Vizier guy who keeps trying to steal power.
He's not stealing power, but he's really overly protective. He's
Good.
like, every episode, like, anytime Pyrus is off doing something on his own, it's like, somehow the Vizier's found out what happens now. Oh, good, he's threatening everyone and insulting people. Oh, yeah, they have blatant racism in the show as well.
Oh yeah.
Like good old fashioned Disney races.
Like, if
Blatant.
you're from Planet Rock, everyone calls you a rock hound. If you're from Planet Ice, they just call you an insect. They're
Because
blatantly
they
racist.
got like chitin and mandibles and stuff.
Yeah, and they have
so they're not
four
all
arms, and they
humanoid.
have a
No,
thorax.
they're not all like humans.
Rock is the
Oh, cool.
closest facsimile to humans.
They're very stout though. They're like humans and dwarves had a bit, kind of like Norn if you play Guild Wars too.
Nope.
I'm just for
But-
the listeners.
But yeah, and then from
I'm a
there,
listener.
Fire, they're kind of they're humanoid, but they have a lot of like flanges and stuff coming off the sides of their head, and
Yeah.
bones. They're reptilian.
They're reptilian and kind of scoogly most of the time.
Yeah,
Cool. I might have to check that out then.
I've got both seasons of it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, my initial pick was the Spider-Man series from the 90s with that awesome rock intro.
It's way cool.
And yeah, it's a pretty cool series. I love the Venom saga in that, and it's just fantastic. Everyone loves it.
That has so much more
But
depth.
Beast
than,
Machine.
It has so much more depth than Beast Machine Cybertron.
Wait.
Beast
Are you talking
Machines.
about Beasties?
No, I'm Beast
Fuck
Machine's
you,
the
fuck you,
sequel.
Dynafire. It's Beast Wars. Unless you watched it on Fox, which is terrible.
No, so Beast Machine's the sequel to Beasties,
Oh,
also known as Beast Wars, depending on which region you were in.
just do
It's
this
basically
slightly.
after they got to Cybertron. No, and it's really, I thought it was really cool because it explored some of the spiritual side of the machines and their souls, their sparks. And it was fleshing out the concept that they kind of dabbled in all the other Transformer sagas where it's like extinguishing a spark is to kill one, or
Oh.
Optimus had the Matrix of Leadership melded into his spark, so he's the leader of the Autobots, and all that different kind of stuff, but they never really established what the robotic life is, and what caused them to come into being, or even like why these machines were just suddenly there. And I thought it was pretty cool, and I'll admit some of the techno-organic stuff went kind of far-fetched, but it's sci-fi. You can only... there's suspension of disbelief.
This
And we...
mysterious green goo turns any machine that falls into green, blue, mutating, color-shifting goo turns any machine that comes into contact with it willingly into an organic machine.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of weirdly techno-organic. Yeah, it's kind of like, if you think about it, if you can think of the primordial ooze that was on Earth, like way back in the day, that everything kind of came out of. This is an extension of that. So if you think about it, like say, I don't know, the Voyager space probe, if that crashed on a random planet into this goo and became the first sentient robotic life forms.
I like
It's
the original Transformers origin a hell of a lot more.
what's that? I have no idea what that is. Maybe that's why I like this.
Primus versus Unicron.
Oh, so it's a God versus Satan myth.
No, it's more like Creator versus Destroyer, but not quite God versus Satan. Primus isn't exactly good.
Good. I hate that
Well,
shit.
okay, but yeah, it's still an immaculate one force versus another, as opposed to an evolutionary thing. So in this case, you're the irrational one, and I've got logic on my side.
Actually, Primus builds the Transformers themselves specifically,
Yeah, by design, you would almost intelligent design. You could almost say.
so that they could destroy Unicron.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But the Autobot eye, how do you explain that? It's so complex.
But it doesn't involve deities. It involves two mortals of just massive scale. They both can die. That's how actually Unicron comes to Cybertron in the original Transformers series.
It's one of those things, though, that it's like any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So these gigantic robotic life forms, say the humanoid concepts, could be that they were a god, when really they just created Earth and gone. And they didn't stick around long enough for us to see them die. That's why I'm saying there's a lot more of a parallel between God and Satan, Primus and Unicron, versus the evolution of that, the green goo robots coming out of that and building their society on top of this core planet that has the green goo inside of it. and then it's a reconnection with the robots to the green goo to fight Megatron, who, by the way, in this series turns into a badass dragon.
What?
Yeah,
Not a
Megatron.
fucking gun?
No, well, he's the T-Rex Megatron from Beast Wars, right?
That's not when he's Megatron anymore. He takes on the name Galvatron when he becomes a dragon.
Oh, nice.
He does. When he becomes a dragon, he takes the name Galvatron.
Oh, I don't remember.
Isn't that the more powerful Megatron anyways?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Totally
that's
fine.
when
So
Unicron
it goes
remakes
from-
Megatron in the original series.
Don't worry, he goes from being a Tyrannosaurus Rex to a Tyrannosaurus Rex with roller skates and...
Whoa! And VTOL. He becomes a
I was
VTOL
gonna say,
T-Rex.
he's got the little VTOL engines on the side of him, and then from there he turns into a dragon.
I have to put this up there. There is nothing more terrifying than a T-Rex with VTOL.
And roller skates.
Well, he's just even fast. If he can run fast, he can probably skate. Oh my god, it's terrifying.
Yeah,
I like
it's
the
like-
roller skates. They're my favorite part.
It's like Sonic, yeah, he can run fast, but Shadow, he doesn't need to run fast. He's got
Rocket
like jet
boots.
rocket boots.
Yeah.
Skate boot things. Anyway, so just to spite Mike, Beast Machines, best series ever, on to Josh.
Oh shit, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of my shows.
Oh, neither do I. I just made shit up.
Okay, I like Batman because he was a man.
Which one?
The
The
animated
animated series.
I actually really appreciate that, but I'll save my reason later.
And as long as we can just make stuff up, he was this awesome suit stuffed full of bats that was on the form of a man.
Cool, I'm glad it's rolling that. Yeah, no, I still like the original.
Yeah, no, the original one, I gotta say, is the best because that's when there was, what was it, G.I. Joe, and all those sort of 90s shows, and they were all shooting different flavors of lasers at each other.
Not quite what I meant, but...
But Batman was dodging fucking bullets.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my reason. They actually point guns at him on screen and shoot at him.
Yeah, holes in his cape. He gets pistol whipped with magnums. I kind of really remember the Scarface, where the ventriloquist was crazy and using his little marionette gun that Scarface is holding to shoot people, and he's the slave to this puppet. Just storylines that children's shows don't usually give, I guess. Well, your shows sound really wicked, but it's just Batman was a little more rooted on Earth.
Well, and not only that, but you can't beat the classic square jaw Kevin Conroy Batman cartoons.
No,
The-
and I don't know, Man Bat is always in my head. That screeching.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then oh my god! I
It's-
actually had to buy it. I only got season 2. My little sister owns it all, though.
What?
Yeah, and that's why she can't afford to, do anything else.
Yeah,
She bought all the Batman.
I kind of feel bad because like my answer about my show is the longest.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that just means that you like research and know all this shit.
Okay.
We're just like pulling childhood memories about these golden glowing shows
So
that don't have the potential to not be as good as we think they are. Rose-colored glasses.
So
I still watch Reboot, Beast Wars, and Shadow Raiders today. So
as I was saying more previously, as small as bat shoulders are, they stand on each other's shoulders to sort of form the shape of a man. And they drove a car, they got a license, and it has a rocket in it because it's a lot faster. Bats
I don't
know
think
that.
Batman has a license. Bruce Wayne has his license. Batman doesn't.
yeah, I don't think he does.
Well,
if he gets
Bruce-
pulled over by the police ever,
Is Bruce Wayne?
He's going to have a lot of other things to worry about. If
Like,
he's pulled over.
He must
Man,
be
how
the
did you even-
slave of these bats that
Like,
operate Batman.
here's my honor. Like, he gets pulled over legitimately. The cop walks up behind him, like, flashlight up, and he's like, well, for starters, gets up the window. You don't have any turn signals, brake lights, or headlights. Oh, no, sorry, you have headlights.
Can you open?
Secondly, you don't have a license plate on this thing anywhere. Thirdly, I'm pretty sure a rocket engine's not street legal. And lastly, where's your insurance?
And to top it all off, I think his windows are tinted.
Oh,
I think
man.
his front windows are tinted.
Tap, tap, tap. Can you roll the window down, sir?
I'm sorry, it's hermetically sealed.
Huh.
Could you pop the top then?
Can you slide the canopy back, sir?
Is there a problem, officer?
It just
Get out of
mist
the car.
pouring out of the canopy.
Get out of the car, sir.
And he does that classic jump and then land crouched with his cape around him.
But still, yeah, Batman. There was Scarecrow making people trip balls while Batman was running from bullets. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, moving on. My question, who's a favorite character of yours and why? Mike,
yeah.
I'm making you go first because that's the rotation we're doing.
Okay,
Keep in mind any source.
Any source? Oh crap.
Your opinion is wrong.
Oh no! I can't talk about Halo twice.
Nope. What?
So.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I know what's coming up. So, oh no, I'm not talking about Halo twice. Perfect. So, I like Master Chief. I'm gonna go with him. Reasons being is that he's got a really interesting origin story. There's a lot of darkness behind a lot of it, and a lot of really sneaky underhandedness. But if you really look at all of what's happening, I like Karen Travis's writing and all, but
Karen Travis is fantastic.
Halo
I love her Mandalorian
Halo
stuff.
Glasslands has a big problem with me because it really demonizes Dr. Catherine Halsey. The problem that I have with that is that everyone goes, well, we're fighting aliens. We're fighting aliens, and what you did is wrong. What you did is wrong. You can't abduct children. That's bad. You're a monster. You're a terrible, terrible human being, blah, 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 blah. The problem is the Spartans weren't created to fight the Covenant. The Spartans were created originally to stop an insurrection. They're a direct counter-response to the fact that the UNSC itself is on the verge of collapsing into a civil war in approximately anywhere between 3 to 7 years, because, Bungie loves the number 7. But this idea is so scary to me that when the separatists, or insurrectionists, or innies as they're called, they utilize a stolen UNSC nuclear weapon and destroy a colony. They just legitimately destroy an entire colony with a 60 megaton nuclear weapon. Like, that's millions of people dead. And they look like we do. On top of that, they've done things like, there's a Star Ocean liner over top of Reach. They steal a hover cab, load it with explosives, and this is basically like a large shuttlecraft, and slam it into the liner, destroying it, killing thousands of people again. And it's like, okay, well, how do we stop what is essentially us? Well, we have to go...
Terrorism!
We have to go a step further, right? So they start cracking down harsher, but then the insurrection escalates again. And it's just getting worse. So from there, the UNSC gets backed into a corner, and Dr. Catherine Halsey relies on outdated research. She paves the way for, like, the Spartan 3s, because they make a point of this in the books. They're like, they're volunteers! You can't abduct children! Well, when they had volunteers for the Spartan 1 project, or Project Orion, they had no results. Like, there's no viable change. So then from there, they escalate and create the Spartan 2s. But this is getting way off topic.
Yeah, what about the Master Chief?
Beyond, but it's still on topic because it's the origin story. But from there, it reveals things like the fact that John's lucky. That's kind of weird, but they run with it. They run with it a lot.
But he does not get lucky.
No.
He's just...
Or maybe he does.
Maybe I'm going with Spartans in general here. Yeah, Spartan 2s in general. I like the 2s. They got
Spartan are your favorite character.
Hey, think about it. If your suit of fully articulated armor is possessed by a female AI, are you not constantly in the process of getting lucky?
No.
Go hands free. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't going in and say no.
But I don't know. Their intro story or their backstory is really interesting. It's got a lot of depth to it. And John, is an abducted child, all he cares about in the future is protecting everybody. It's kind of weird to see him he has a problem with the war. He has a problem with the war. He has a problem with Marines and regular humans fighting because he goes, well, if you're here, then you're in my way, and now I have to protect you. So get behind me. You're now an additional objective. I will be your giant bullet sponge.
Oh, so in Halo 1, when I would kill those Marines in the Warthog, to flip the Warthog by blowing up the grenades over the rock, that actually made John sad. I'm sorry.
As a character,
my god,
that would make him sad. Actually,
that Warthog flew so far.
Actually, it's weird calling him John, knowing he doesn't have a last name anymore.
John. It's John.
Actually,
it's like Wilson from Home Improvement.
He's John 117 in UNSC records now. It's weird.
Okay, now imagine this, and feel free to not tell me all the reasons why this could not possibly be true.
Oh no!
But picture, if you will, a world in which the UNSC couldn't fight the insurrectionists. The Spartan program wasn't doing the trick. And their, whatever the SETI program evolved into, found the Covenant, found that they were doing shit in some other sector completely unrelated, and said, we need a threat to unite humanity. And they somehow lured the Covenant to come fight, unite the human populace against the common threats. And the whole thing was engineered by UNSC Top Command.
Oh my god. Tower 2 fell, and Building 7, and the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And
we screwed up. It's been an honor serving with you, gentlemen.
I don't want to go with like the 9/11 conspiracy theorist joke. I
Okay.
really don't. But
The Watchmen.
but
It's the end of the movie, The Watchmen.
they actually go
I
on,
did it half an hour ago.
they actually do go on to explain the first encounter between the Covenant and humanity, and then they
Who
Did they bump
explains it,
grocery
though?
carts at the supermarket?
Joseph
The
Statham.
Star Market.
Joseph Statham. It actually, we're the bad guys first, if I remember correctly. We are the bad guys first, but then we try and make it kind of good.
Go Earth!
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, something bad happened. Destroy all these Kigyar and bust the ship wide open. Because they're aliens. Fuck them.
And
it's
fuck
like-
'em, we did.
And it's like, oh no, that's bad. We accidentally kind of killed your dudes.
Accidentally tapping on the side of my nose.
Well, it's like, okay, they shot at us, so what do? We completely destroy their ship and kill all of them. We don't even try and negotiate. It's like, whoops.
Manufactured threat. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck it.
Conspiracy.
We fucked that one up. Can we try and patch up peaceful relations? Oh, but from there you actually have the backstory with the Sentium.
Who wrote that?
See, Mike, I
I
think
know.
you missed the part where I said feel free to not tell me all the reasons why this would not work.
But I didn't feel free. I know, I'm sorry, I'm talking more. But they explain a lot of it. Halo's got a really weird... It's riddled with plot holes, but they have from kind of like start to finish going on.
Shop smart. Shop space smart.
Yeah, okay, moving on.
Okay, favorite character of mine and why? I have no idea who I was initially planning to talk about with this, but the
Your
mention...
fucking question. You gotta rate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
I wrote it.
You're supposed to have a loaded die here, so you can just be
What?
like, oh man, here goes my question. Answered.
My next questions would be, what's your favorite attribute about Josh?
No, so favorite character we've been talking about Reboot and Matrix. He kicks ass.
Yeah, she's my close second on this one, actually.
Matrix from Reboot. He was a childhood idol.
They siphoned all the bitch out of one character and made
Yeah,
one good
like
one.
Enzo was a little whiny asshole all the time, and then they're like, okay, so
He tries
make
to...
him 6 feet, bodybuilder, stubble, one robotic eye with a fucking awesome autocannon for a gun.
He tried to become
Dumb.
a man. He tried, and then he became a monster.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's so badass. Like I said, childhood idol. It's amazing. And I just now realized that I am on my way to becoming him with my one eye. I just need to get a robot eye, and on the way.
Bodybuilder. You can
What?
start that now.
Yeah, but working on it.
Could you gain like a half a foot and then an extra 100 pounds of muscle?
Working on it.
Good man.
Working on it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, badass. He basically set out to become strong enough to protect those he cared about, and in the end, I believe he succeeded. That's something you gotta respect.
Cool. My character, I was trying to avoid the obvious, but I decided not to. These guys know exactly which one I'm picking because I'm sitting in front of a cardboard cutout of him beside $500 worth of statues.
I've apologized for this as well in the past. I'm going to apologize again. I'm sorry they treat him like such a piece of shit in everything that he appears in because he's actually pretty cool.
I know he's got. Okay, I'm actually gonna.
The books, he's pretty cool.
I'm actually gonna get to go into backstory in this one.
Everyone, get into a comfy chair.
Here we go.
Okay, sit down, children.
I rambled. Oh man.
I'm gonna tell you why General Grievous is the coolest character ever. So, General Grievous is not your average bad guy doing bad things just to fuel his greed or whatever. He's on a revenge mission against the Jedi, and it's the Trade Federation
And the Republic.
and against the Republic. It's the Trade Federation and the Sith sort of pushing him along in his quest of revenge. He was organic once on the planet Kali, and they had to fight off this race that was trying to conquer them, to take them as slaves. They're called the Huck,
Yeah.
and they're described as basically praying mantis wearing bandoliers. That's all the
Sounds like
images
solid
I've seen.
Star Wars.
Yeah. And General Grievous really was not a fan of these Huck, getting enslaved by them and all. And while fighting, he became quite adept with the sniper rifles,
Slug throwing rifles.
slug throwing rifles. So he was a crack shot.
So basically, like the kind of rifles that we have here,
Yeah.
as
Like,
opposed to lasers.
Oh yeah, slug.
Or
they were slug throwers.
there's things like railguns because
Yeah.
Star Wars has those.
Yeah, no railguns. They were just and in his battles, he met this woman.
Are we getting into saucy material here?
No. I was just trying to say her name was Rondeau Lishkamar, but I'm not, total freak. And so Grievous, better known then as Kwaiman Jajal.
If we wanted to nerd out here, I would have been talking about Boba Fett there, but I figured to spare you guys all that stuff.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I went with my classic.
So he fell in love with her and wed her, and he was the love of his. He was like, she was the one thing in his life that he cared about.
I forgot how they were like in perfect harmony.
Yeah, they were in harmony in battle.
He had a gun and she had a sword.
She actually had 2 swords.
Well, yeah.
And they trained each other in each other's arts, so they got good. They got better at basically what they were bad at. And there was one battle where Grievous and where Kwaiman and Rondeau got split up, and Grievous and he barely survived, and went back to look for her to see where she's, I guess, was holding up, and he ended up just finding her dead body, and they killed his wife. So he was so distraught he took the name Grievous, and launched a larger sort of retaliation against the Huck. Actually ended up pushing them off planet, and after that he sort of made it his mission to destroy the Huck for what they've done. And he was going back and systematically conquering planets back from them and conquering other planets. And he just had this hole in his heart, and I don't have the number, but
The number of holes in his heart?
No, yeah, basically that he tried to plug with a wife. He had a lot of wives. I'm gonna say 10.
Throwing the ladies at it.
And 10 kids, and then I think the number's like 30 children. It's ridiculous.
10 kids and 30 children.
And oh man, they were walking out
pretty
the
good
end.
numbers.
It was the first wife. And
he was busy.
So he was, as this new General Grievous, he was pushing back all these Huck, and
This is the part that actually upsets me.
Yeah.
Most.
The Huck sort of
Like
realized they couldn't win anymore.
Like,
They were pushed. Their backs were against the wall. This is all in the outer rim, so no one was really monitoring the whole situation. And they contact the Republic.
the Republic, the guys that refused to help the Kalish.
Yeah, the
first.
Republic wouldn't help the Kalish, but they heard how much the Kalish have taken from the Huck, and they're like, "Uh-oh, that's bad." So they start sending Jedi out to help the Huck. And, the Jedi are quite effective. And they push the Kalish all the way back to their home planet of Kali. And what ended up happening was their planet, I guess, is shitty. So they had little resources, and he pushed out so far, had so many fucking kids, that he couldn't afford sort of to
Child
run...
support?
Yeah. Not just child... Yeah. Couldn't run the planet anymore. Everything's sort of falling to shit. And I think the Trade Federation approached him and asked for his help, but that's probably wrong. Don't get back at me.
Sounds right.
And he refused, I believe.
No, he took the offer, I think, but they set him up, don't they?
No,
Or is it he refuses and then they set him up?
Yeah, I think he refused, and then I guess he was just flying home to meet a missus.
They sabotage his ship.
And his ship explodes, and he gets dragged out of the water, and the man who went to pick him up was Darth Tyrannus.
Oh, Dooku.
Yeah, Dooku.
I think
And he notices he's kind of dead, and he jumpstarts his heart with Force Lightning. Pretty awesome.
And he gives him to, what's his name? Of the banking corporation. The
Yeah,
guys
it
in
was
the CIS.
Yeah, those freaky, weird people. And they basically have what's left of his body in a tank, and they're like, well, Grievous, we can fix your body and have you fight our war for us as our general, or you can sort of go back to your planet and die, and your planet will die. So, he wants to get back at the Jedi. At the same time, they're giving him money so he can support his family. So, he's a really good guy.
Just to fight the Republic, gets save his family and his world. I mean, he gets his revenge and he gets to provide for everybody.
Revenge and a provider. He's bringing home the bacon, making bacon, because there's got to be some pork races he's cutting in half. And Dooku, I believe they said something crazy, like they gave him the blood of Master Sifos Dyas so he can feel the Force, but not control it in any way.
He can sense when someone he's fighting is like going to use the Force, so he can like clamp
Yeah.
his feet down so he can't get thrown.
And he had this super awesome body made of, is it Durasteel?
Yeah, well, Durasteel's the standard stuff.
Well, it's whatever they make
It's
their
Starship
ships
armor,
out
isn't
of.
it?
Yeah.
Durasteel.
Yeah, he's made out of what starships are made out of. So regular blaster fire he's immune to. That's pretty damn awesome. And when they were in his brain, they were like hooking up all these electronics and actually trying to change it so he would forget about his wife, so they could control him easier. And so much conflict on that. Go to Wikipedia. And
and see what the last person who edited the page thinks
Yeah.
about it.
yeah.
I just don't like that they treat him like such a piece of shit.
Oh,
Throughout the course of his life,
I'll get
and
to
then
that.
after he's dead.
Yeah, so continuing.
Oh yeah, so Dooku trains him in the way of the lightsaber and Sitch, and he learns that to kill Jedi, he has to use fear, intimidation, and surprise.
All the fun Sith stuff, really.
Yeah, because he cannot one-on-one a Jedi that's concentrated, focused, and calm. And where I fell in love with him was the Clone Wars animated series. Yeah, that's the one. He's at the end of season 1. This Jedi frantically calls Obi-Wan, I think it is.
No, he sends out a stress message.
Yeah, is it just
I think it's the temple.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's
Is it Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan, because they just blew up all those artillery things.
Yeah.
And it's this Jedi master frantically running, claiming there's a new droid general. Then you see an arm come into the holo message, murdering him with a lightsaber. And I was like, who the hell is this? And I had to wait for season 2. Oh, I was freaking out. But at the start of season 2, it's these clone troopers suiting up. Yeah, these clone troopers suiting up to go help these Jedi.
I thought the end of season 1 was when they do the big standoff against Grievous, and it looks like everyone's gonna die.
Jedi. Yeah, he says, you are surrounded, your army decimated, make peace with the Force now. But know that I, General Grievous, am not complete without mercy. I shall grant you a warrior's death. Prepare. And he takes on, like, a master.
5 Jedi. 2 masters, 3 apprentices. He kills one right out of the gate.
Yeah, one apprentice runs out to confront Grievous. And
It's basically Shaggy.
Yeah,
Shaggy in Jedi
Shaggy.
apprentice form.
yeah, it gets crushed.
Just by jumping on him, he kills him. Wham!
And it's just an awesome battle. You can see how, with surprise and intimidation from being a giant mechanical monster that can wield lightsabers in his hands and feet, that he can have these Jedi on the rope, and that's so amazing.
Helps that he can run from walls and ceilings.
Yeah, with those Talon feet, and there's a lot of stuff they added, like in episode 2, he's helping people escape Geonosis while the Jedi are attacking, and Mace Windu makes it into an underground tunnel to find dead Jedi with their body parts crushed into walls and their lightsabers missing. He has a huge kill list, and then I'm just going to say that George Lucas ruined my favorite character, making the CG Star Wars.
Oh, was he killed by a blind guy? Was he thrown into the belly of a gigantic beast by a blind person accidentally hitting his jetpack?
He was shot in his organ sac with his own gun by a man who just goes, "Ooh, how uncivilized," and tosses it aside for his body to be made into something else. I can't ever remember its name.
I will point out that the gun that he kills him with is a modified energy projector. It's a sniper rifle
Yeah.
that is...
Yeah.
It's got the stock removed and the barrel removed.
It's awesome. He's got targeting.
Grievous went, oh, I can use my sniper rifle without holding it with 2 hands now because I'm strong enough just to do that?
That's nice.
Yeah? Why does it have all this crap on it? Sturnk.
So it was a full power sniper rifle at close range.
Yeah, I
Yes.
guess, yeah. That's
That's kind of badass.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan wields it one-handed and just goes, ugh, and then tosses it aside.
Well, he
He gets his ass kicked by Gungans in the CG. Okay, I'm done talking about it.
was.
Pisses me off so bad.
And one
So
one
bad.
thing I will say about Grievous though is that so he has 4 arms, 2 legs. He could stand on one leg.
Oh,
with
you didn't
5
say
light-
spoiler alert. It's such a huge reveal when he's holding the 2 Jedi back, and they're like, "We got this fucker," and then he sort of his arms become more arms, and they're like, "Oh."
Anything more than, let's say, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I will not ask for forgiveness for spoiling, because you should see that shit.
It was in
Yeah.
episode 3.
Yeah.
He does the blender technique, and Obi-Wan's like, "Oh my," just cuts off his fucking hand.
Well, no,
I'm so mad.
no. See, the thing is, so he has four arms, and he can hold a lightsaber in one foot as well. So potentially 5 lightsabers. So now all you need is you hold up one with your foot to protect your midsection. The other 4, bring them in an X cross section. There is no way a Jedi with 1 lightsaber is avoiding that.
Oh yeah, and
Angle the lightsabers. They can't even jump back without getting hit.
it's young
all he
Obi-Wan
needs
that
to do.
makes me mad. Old Obi-Wan's still badass.
Oh yeah, Sir Alec Guinness is amazing.
Okay.
I liked Obi-Wan pre-episode 3 and after episode 3, and the Clone Wars is over.
Oh, one of
Like
my
Padawan?
one of my favorite
like
things.
younger Jedi Knight to old Jedi Knight.
One of my favorite things brought up by Robot Chicken is the scene in A New Hope where Obi-Wan's like, "Your father wanted you to have this. It was his lightsaber." And then it cuts to episode 3, right after he delimbs and sets Anakin on fire, looks down, lightsaber, yoink, walks away.
Yeah.
He doesn't set Anakin on fire. He just lets him light
Delimbs
on fire.
him.
He delimbs him and basically puts him like right next to lava.
Okay,
He doesn't
that's-
He doesn't
he's-
put him there. He just lets him lay there and then watches him burn.
He's laying next to lava and starts on fire, and he does nothing to stop it. In Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
Walter watches a woman suffocate on her own vomit, and we blame Walter.
Well, I blame Obi-Wan for him
You forgot to say spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I blame
You gotta watch Hell on Wheels, guys.
I blame Obi-Wan for him staying on fire. I don't blame him for him putting Anakin on fire. The lava sets Anakin on
Okay.
fire, and then Obi-Wan does nothing to help.
If you delimb someone next to a river of lava, it is your responsibility if they get set on fire because of that location.
Drag him into some Bacta or something. You just don't care at that point.
I don't think Bacta's gonna help with the whole limbs fire.
Colto, then.
But I don't blame him for catching on fire. It's like, oh man, that happens. That's a thing that happens.
No,
But I blame him for him being on fire.
I hate when starting a fire happens. You're just driving to work,
Yeah.
start on fire.
Well, this exact discussion is like, okay, well, how did the fire start? Well, lightning struck that tree, but you were near it, therefore you set that tree on fire.
No, see, the tree was growing there with no, like, whoever
Lay
planted
about tree.
It's just the tree growing. That I'm saying, if you cut off someone's legs and they fall on train tracks, it is your fault that they get hit by a train.
Snidely
Yeah,
whiplash.
the thing is, you didn't put them on the train tracks.
No, you cut off their legs in a way that they fall on the train
Yeah,
track.
you didn't
You cut off their legs.
You did not put them on the train tracks.
Okay, if you
If you cut off their legs and they fall onto the train tracks, you did not go, okay,
okay,
I'm gonna drag your limbless body 10 feet and then light you on fire or throw
Okay,
you on some
If
tracks.
force push into the lava, like finish it.
if you cut down a tree and it crushes a person, you have murdered a person. Yes.
Yeah, that's completely
If you
different.
cut off someone's legs and they start on fire, that's the reason they've started on fire.
That's different. That's your direct action causing
It is
something.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, so if you cut off his legs and he falls away from the lava, then he didn't set on fire. That's all done. You just cut off his legs. If you cut off his legs and he falls towards fire, it is your fault that he started
You've taken
on fire.
responsibility.
But it's the environment that's doing it. Once again, like I'm gonna keep saying that. It's not like you actually just literally walked over and then light him on fire.
Okay.
In the train tracks instance, you didn't literally throw him onto the tracks.
Yeah, no, you did. Your action of cutting off his legs forced him onto the train. He falls onto the train tracks because you removed his legs. It's the equivalent of pushing him. Just you've also removed his legs in the same action, so he can't get away.
Nah, it's different.
It's like
Because him falling next to something that ends up catching him on fire isn't you lighting him on fire. It's you.
no, he didn't fall. You removed his limbs. You removed all of his. He has a torso and a head because of your direct actions.
He's also jumping over the man and he slides down the hill.
I have the high ground.
That is exactly what happens. He goes to jump over Obi-Wan, he cuts off his legs, he drops out of the air, slides down the hill into the river of lava.
Anakin
So
took consent jumping at him.
Exactly. This is initiated 100% by Anakin. This is Anakin. This is Obi-Wan slicing off Anakin's legs, and then something terrible
Okay,
happening, and
no,
Anakin
see,
on fire.
If Obi-Wan didn't want Anakin on fire, it would have been a simple matter of pulling him slightly away from the lava. Through negligence and removal of limbs, it is Obi-Wan's responsibility that Anakin started on fire.
But Obi-Wan does not set him on fire, and that is what I am arguing.
Well, no, but it's Obi-Wan's responsibility. It's semantics. You're saying Obi-Wan didn't whip out a lighter and drop it on him, setting him on fire. Well, no. But Obi-Wan not only put him next to fire, but removed every method of Anakin moving himself away from said fire.
But saying that he set him on fire is still wrong, because that implies that Obi-Wan does walk over and
Okay.
just kind of
All
kicks
right.
him down.
In
the hill.
Obi-Wan's
Okay.
responsibility that Anakin started on fire.
It's Obi-Wan's fault that Anakin started on fire.
In conclusion,
Semantics.
No.
General Grievous is a cool character. Now, Mike.
No, Mike already had the cool character. Your question's done.
Yeah, so Mike, what is a favorite game of yours? Because I will not make you choose one. That is cruel. All games are fun.
A favorite game already.
Except for Barbie Horse Adventure.
I already
Go.
picked my original topic, and that would be Ace Combat 5. Why Ace Combat 5? Because as far as Ace Combat 3 goes, and Ace Combat 4... Ace Combat 4 told a decent storyline. Ace Combat 3 didn't really have much going for it other than basic gameplay. And 6 is a piece of garbage. I don't care who you are, okay? I can only hear the stupid analogy made that fighter jets are angels like twice before I start throwing my controller around.
Just
The
imagine they're saying angles, and like there are a lot of angles on the jet.
The characters were bad. I hated all
Yep.
of them. They had no purpose for being
Have
anything.
characters?
Yeah, Ace Combat actually has characters and storyline. Like, the 5th game had a really involved story over, like, 30 fucking levels.
Do you just see like a shiny tinted canopy, and it's like,
No,
oh
it has-
yeah.
No,
it's
it
like
has-
EVE Online. You make a character, never see him again.
Oh, they have installations now in EVE, and no, they actually have cutscenes with people in them in 5 and 6 and in 4. There's actually people. Like in 4, it
In
follows...
that order, 5, 6, 4.
I forgot that 4 actually had a full character-driven storyline, but in 4, it follows a boy whose parents are killed when a fighter jet during combat slams into his house and explodes.
Was that in America?
No.
Didn't think so. Okay.
I don't
What does that have to
understand.
do with anything?
Wars don't happen in America.
Okay, but
The
no,
Civil War?
No, but they happen in
That wasn't America yet.
They happen everywhere in Ace Combat, and I'm not even going to get into
that-
why,
that
because
was-
Strange Real's a really frigged
I'm-
up place.
I'm not talking about the Revolution. I'm talking about the brother versus brother, blue versus gray. It was America versus America Civil War. That was in America.
That was Abraham Lincoln versus vampires.
No, it was about slaves.
Back to what I was talking about, anyway. 5 has the best character-driven story. It follows a few people, and I really appreciate the way that they actually put a human face to 1, 2, and 3, and beyond 4. 4, 5, and 6 all take place around the same time period. 1 and 2, I'm not sure.
And
when.
it is an alternate universe. It's like
Yeah,
jet-driven warfare.
I said they're
don't
pla-
need tanks.
No. It follows the aerial side of the war. Example,
Mm.
you support ground troops in a lot of the games, and you do a lot with aircraft. But
Cool.
5 also had some of the best bosses, and you can tell because they really like to overplay them in 6 and every other game beyond that. Like 0, which is a direct sequel, it's a prequel to 5, made me insane. So like, fight the same bosses again! And then 6 came out, and you fought the same bosses again.
Oh, so that it's not even different boss. It's just the same jet?
No, it's not a jet. It's like, okay, well, we have this installation designed to shoot down chunks of the Ulysses asteroid as it falls into the atmosphere before it destroys it.
Now it's pointing at you.
Yeah, now it's pointed at you. That's cool. Thanks, Ace Combat 4. And they mixed it up a little bit in 5, and it's like, that's awesome. I like how they changed that shit at the end of Ace Combat 5, because now it's a giant fucking cannon that's falling out of the sky.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like, we have an orbital weapons platform built for during the Balkan War, and it was originally designed to fire out into space to help destroy the asteroid.
And it's not
But then,
orbiting.
but then they flipped it around, and now the bad guys are dropping it on a city. It's like, oh, that's bad.
We were out of ammo. Still got one shot.
It's the classic out of ammo, throw the gun.
It wasn't functioning, so it's like, whatever, just drop this giant orbital cannon on the city. I was like, that will do some serious damage. And
Probably
then,
cheaper than going up to repair it.
and then from there, they're like, okay, so let's just repeat that over and over again. Let's just have a giant enemy cannon that shoots at you for 3 games.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's lame.
Yeah, I was like, thanks. I can't remember what it is. At the end of Ace Combat 5, it's the Megalith, which is a missile installation, but still the same shit. At the end of Ace Combat 6, it's the Chandelier, which is once again a giant railgun, but only this time it's in the Arctic North. Its function
Useful
is
place to put it.
function is slightly different, but still does the same shit. And they're like, okay, that's the bad guy. That's the big bad guy.
Captain Polar Bears.
People have managed to take control of this thing. Why do I care?
What would happen if a bear got hit by a railgun? Would like turn it inside out? I think it
No.
just missed.
Yeah.
Just a fine pink mist. Torgo's executive powder.
But yeah, no, Ace Combat 5, best story, most aircraft selection.
Okay,
Um,
that makes it sound like the better one.
You had a squadron instead of just you with one other person or being alone. So there was 3 other aircraft with you. You could fully kit out your aircraft as well. Had the most paint schemes for unlockables for completionists if you love that kind of shit. It had a lot of medals and a lot of enemy aces to hunt out in every level. It also had the most super planes, which I really appreciate.
Real planes or
No, completely fictional. So made up it hurts.
cool?
Oh no, sorry, that's Zero. Zero Tech can get the most, but they got 2 of them from Ace Combat 5.
Stolen.
Yes. So 5, best game overall. It's like the high point of the series. And anyone who tells me that I'm wrong and Assault Horizon's better, die in a fire.
Opinions of Mike are not necessarily the opinions of the rest of us.
Do they have to
All
have no
opinions expressed in
legs
this podcast.
before they die in that fire?
No. See, in this instance, I won't be watching them light on fire. I will light them on fire.
Okay.
That is a direct action of mine. Yes.
Full circle.
Throwbacks. Yeah, so Ace Combat 5. I know a lot of people that didn't play it, which really made me sad. It was a PS2 exclusive. Yeah.
Made it sound like an Xbox game.
Oh, no.
360 degrees of Xbox.
No. Ace Combat 6 is on the 360 and so is Assault Horizon, but 5 and
5 isn't?
5 and 0 are on the PS2.
Oh, too bad no one will ever play it. Okay. It's just, going back is so hard.
I know. And especially now with PlayStation 3's not being backwards compatible at all.
Fucking lazy
Yeah.
Sony.
Okay, so yeah, that's
Well,
my pick.
It's Sony's thing about, like, we need to make this console affordable. Okay, now redesign it, make it more expensive. Okay, we're starting to make money again. You redesign it, make it more expensive.
I completely forgot one last thing. The soundtrack. It had the best soundtrack, period, out of every Ace Combat game.
Cool.
Period.
Next up.
Okay, favorite game of mine and why? Currently, I'm playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. It is a lot of fun, and one of my favorite things is the no subscription fees. Because no, the reason that the no subscription fees is my favorite is not just that it makes everything cheaper, it's that it also removes the need to artificially lengthen gameplay. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, where they don't need to stretch everything out. They don't need to have a huge grind to get to end game. It's you put in whatever time you want. That's the time that you put in. You have fun, and if you want to put it down for 3 months and pick it back up, you can. And one of my biggest beefs with Tor, they've completely moved around, is in the Old Republic, as soon as you get a mount on Tatooine, they suddenly expand everything. It takes almost longer than it did to move between cities before you had a mount, because they make the length between cities that much bigger. And it's just to make it feel like you're going faster, but you're taking just as long, if not longer, to get anywhere. Guild Wars 2, because they don't need your money. They've got you paid for the game. If you're going to pay for any gems to buy extra little cosmetic things, you can do that. You can give them a little extra money that way. But they've got your money. They don't need to lengthen anything. They just want to have as much fun as possible.
Actually, in retrospect, Warhammer Online, that's the biggest thing that I hate was travel time.
Yeah, and travel time was a huge one. Like the length of a lot of raids, the difficulty that they put into some things to make you try beating your head against the wall over and over until you have to like watch YouTube to learn how to do a specific fight. Cough, wow, cough. And it's just the freeing people from the subscription model allowed the creators to make a game that is focused on fun. And that's been one of my absolute favorite things about it. And just the fact that it is one of my favorite games currently, but I did let it sit for 2 months while I had to plan my wedding. And then I got right back into it because I didn't have to either be wasting money for that 2 months just in case I had some spare time, or I didn't have to get back on the subscription model afterwards.
And were you berated with emails saying, "Oh, a character in game misses you. Can you give us more money, please?"
Oh man, that was so fucking
kidding. That's... I get that BioWare is trying to give people an attachment to these characters, and they're trying to characterize everything and focus on the story, but honestly, it wasn't right for an MMO. It just really wasn't. They tried to be Knights of the Old Republic mixed into an MMO, and they didn't succeed at either one. It was fun, it was technically correct, but they missed all the right points.
Bioware, if you're listening, put it on Mac and you can have my money again.
I didn't like.
I love it. I love it all.
I didn't like that if I was in a group with somebody, how the whole game's like, it's your story, it's your story, it's your story, it's your story, it's your story. Now watch this asshole make an evil decision for you when you made a good decision.
No, that's
what?
just it. Like,
why did I just murder that person?
No, but best example of that is I grouped with a bunch of guys from work. They're all playing light side. I'm playing dark side. We're going through the that first flashpoint, the ship to get to wherever the fuck you're going. I know Black Talon because I played Imperial first, so I don't remember the Republic side.
Yeah.
But so you get that first choice where it's, do you want to sacrifice the engineering crew or save them? Everyone but me chooses to save them. I roll the higher die. We evacuate the air from the engineering compartment, watch everyone die. Everyone gets pissed at us. Granted, they didn't get negative karma. They still got their positive karma for the choice. But it affected the story for everyone.
Yeah, like your choice is made for you.
And then later on, I actually managed to roll the dice twice more. Again, beating all the odds, and we left the ambassador behind. And we got the completely most dark side possible story when everyone else in the group was trying to choose light side. Just because they're like, well, it has to be fair. You have to be rolling dice for it. So it's not your story anymore. It's the D100 story.
And that's what everybody kept telling me. They're like, don't worry about it, Mike. It doesn't affect anything later on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but half of this does. Half of this does come up later on, and it's not my choice. That's the choice that you made for me. You've taken the control from my hands, and now I no longer have the story that I wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when it was like your class stuff, they just had to stand there and be like, oh, this is a lot of talking.
Well, yeah, and then that just removes your friends from the fun. They're basically watching a cutscene instead of having the full interaction now. And I get that it's them trying to fix what I was just complaining about, but they didn't fix it right. And that's what I'm saying, is they tried to make it Knights of the Old Republic with friends, and it's neither. It didn't work for either one. It's like trying to take a tablet and slap on a keyboard. It's not a netbook, it's not a tablet, it fails at both.
Every moment I live is agony. Oh god. Just kill it with fire.
and that's why Guild Wars is awesome?
Yeah, that's... The core of why I enjoy Guild Wars so much is they freed themselves from the subscription model, and that allowed them to focus more on developing a game for fun as opposed to developing a game that people will beat their heads against the wall and turn into a job cough, wow cough.
Okay, Josh, I guess...
Are you okay coughing?
Yeah, man. Feeling under the weather?
Wow! Yeah, that cough comes up a lot. Oh, Jesus. Well, it'd be awkward if I said the Old Republic now, wouldn't it?
Just because I said there's some things wrong with it doesn't mean it's not a good game. I put a bunch of time and money into it.
It's not Old Republic. I love it, but it wasn't even on my list.
As a kid that grew up with a Nintendo and then moved to PlayStation, I was kind of hoping you would talk about the other side that I never got to see, and that would be the Sega side. Because I never played it, but I was kind of hoping you'd talk about your love of Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic's alright, but too bad. It's Psychonauts.
Yeah!
I love Psychonauts.
Is awesome.
I want to record
You want to do a Let's Play?
Yeah,
Psychonauts?
I hate saying Let's Play, but I'd like to do that.
Yeah, Let's Play is like a dirty word on YouTube.
But the thing about it
if
is...
you do it well, then it's a good thing. Like, my friend Proton's Let's Play of Superman 64 is really, really stupidly well
There
done.
are a lot of really shitty Let's Plays, though,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why it's a dirty word, because for every gem, there's hundreds and hundreds of terrible ones.
Yeah, that's like saying cover song. For every good cover song, there's thousands of bad.
Yeah,
Damn you, Gary Jules, you spawned thousands of terrible songs.
It hasn't really hit the same saturation, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Josh is talking.
So, I choose Psychonauts. It's an action-adventure platformer. A lot of people didn't hear about it, but it was part of a humble indie bundle, so you can get it on Steam for sure. Doesn't work too well on Mac, but God, I hope it's patched by now. But PC, it works absolutely fine. I originally played it on Xbox, and I do have it downloaded on my Xbox, and I have it on my computer, and I love it. It's my favorite action adventure game, and that's like even with Ocarina of Time in my mind, I prefer Psychonauts. And it's just so unique. The art prevents it from becoming dated because it's such a unique style. It's not like, oh, well, that doesn't look like realistic anymore. It's like, because no, it's a kid with a giant head with huge fucking goggles that goes in people's minds. It's great. They have a nice little system where you gotta go on a scavenger hunt. And that's really good, because now that I'm experienced in the game, I can complete the scavenger hunt early and have all the early sort of powers, the later powers I'm used to. And it controls so well.
Since I played Psychonauts, I hardly remember anything.
Oh, you played it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I also know about its death at the hands of, or the death of Double Fine almost, at the hands of used games.
Yeah.
That's a dirty word.
I absolutely love the game, but I don't know everything about it. When I started playing it on Steam and I saw the achievements, some of them I couldn't even believe because I had no idea it happened, just because the game has so much. Each character has a huge personality, and you have to talk to them constantly in between levels to find out how deep each character is. It's mind-blowing how much detail they went into this game. Just, they were talking about it. I heard he's ready to make a sequel. He just needs money. They have a story for it.
It's too bad they made Brutal Legend instead, right?
No. They didn't get funded for Psychonauts 2. They have a story fleshed out for it, though. They know what
they're
would
doing,
do.
like Double Fine Adventure and all these other things instead of Psychonauts 2.
Well, it's coming up.
Yeah, in theory.
He should go to the game that he knows will make money instead of doing all the crap that keeps losing him money.
Yeah, they did that Wish Upon a Monster for the Kinect.
Like, seriously? Brutal Legend? Guys, it's not a strategy game. It's not a strategy game.
Yeah,
but it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck. Therefore, it's an action slash. It's a hack/slash adventure game.
well, no, it's a hack and slash adventure, and then every time someone says, "Well, I'm not having fun," they're saying, "Well, no, you're playing it wrong because you're supposed to play like a strategy game with hack and slash bolted on," and it makes no sense.
It doesn't work. I tried playing it straight up as a hack and slash, and you have to play it as micromanaging all of your units.
Well, and yeah, basically, I think they said the correct way to play, if I'm remembering this right, is you play it as a strategy game, and then you come in hack and slash to reinforce anywhere that needs it. So if you're just running around hitting things, you're doing it wrong.
But it makes
is
it
what they
hard
say.
because you have to command from third person.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic again.
Yeah. Play Psychonauts. I can't explain it. The story's brilliant. I could play it right now.
Play Ace Combat 5 if you have a PlayStation 2. Just go out and hunt a used copy. Or you can even play Ace Combat 0, the Belkin
I'm
one.
going to have to find a memory card unless I'm going to do it once today.
I've got 3.
I actually have one in this drawer, but...
Or you can track down one of the super classic PS3s.
Okay, so those were our questions.
Okay,
That's pretty cool. And now we get another question from someone else.
Chris H.
So hopefully we have some kind of soundbite rigged up, like press start to join, player 4 has entered the game, or some kind of crap like that.
We'll edit and post.
Yeah, post-production.
Post.
Woo!
Josh
Anyway.
is the post-production.
Player 4 has entered the game.
Anyway, question 4 comes from Chris H. As I said, he's a friend of ours. Sorry, I said mine originally.
Thank you.
I'm not used to it's weird. I'm used to having separate groups of friends like that kind of spread out like the planets. I'm not used to them all coming into contact with one another.
Wibbly wobbly.
Chris's question, I'm gonna let you guys choose because he gave us two ideas.
Okay.
Topic 1 was would you be an Autobot or a Decepticon, or topic 2 was from your childhood. This is a little more about us again. Is what's your favorite toy growing up?
Huh. I love these on-the-spot questions.
Well, I can actually answer both in Soundwave.
Huh.
I had this awesome transforming Soundwave that, like, way back in elementary school, they were having a weird kind of garage sale type thing where a bunch of the older kids were bringing in toys to sell and try to fundraise. And my class was having an outdoor gym class while all the older kids were doing that. So, like, we're doing some kind of obstacle course thing, and I see that these tables laden with treasures.
Yeah.
Well, like, all kinds of things. And I'm like, oh my god. So, sneakily, like, run off to this little garage sale thing in the middle of gym class. And then I see it. It's this Soundwave toy that transforms to, like, the original tape recorder.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was amazing. And I somehow had enough money in my pocket to buy that sound wave.
And money in your gym shorts? Holy shit.
Well, no, we were doing gym outside, so we weren't in shorts.
Oh.
But, yeah, so I bought this thing, and then I had to sneak it, because if people found out I bought it, they'd, of course, ask, like, where I got it from, and then I'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So it was my secret treasure, awesome Soundwave toy. It didn't have, like, Recordicons or anything like that, but it was one of my favorite toys growing up.
Nice. I would say that I am...
I couldn't think of anything. Go.
Either I'm an Autobot or a heroic Decepticon.
Heroic Decepticon?
Oh man, that is some Transformers that you don't know about beyond Primus and Unicron.
I don't know. Please tell us, Mike.
The heroic Decepticons are for Transformers Shattered Glass. It's a parallel universe thing.
Oh,
The
Shattered
Autobots
Glass stuff.
The Autobots are bad guys. And
Yeah.
Optimus Prime makes the best bad guy ever, because when he just defeats you or destroys you in combat, if you're a big foe of his, he doesn't kill you. He keeps you barely alive and in a tank, torturing you every day. Yeah, he's way more competent than Megatron, so...
Well, yeah, he's a more competent leader as a good guy than Megatron, so the opposite would be,
Yeah. He's a way more competent bad guy. From there, my favorite toy, it's very simple. It starts with an L, ends with an O, it's only 4 letters long, it's Lego. How much Lego do I have? The correct answer is never enough, but too much by basic standard. No, seriously. I've got a starship that I built. It stands about my armpit about a year ago on its ass end. So it's about 4, almost 5 feet long.
You're just growing.
Anyway, it's made out of over 1,000 pieces, but I loved it because of its customizability. I could do whatever I wanted as long as I had the right amount of parts in the right amount of colors. I built everything from tanks to ships to a small city once to a medieval village to a castle to fighter jets, bombers, and then I built a town again. And then I built a monster to destroy the town. But
You weren't the monster?
no.
You played Lego wrong.
No. I'm also not the kid that glued my Lego together, thankfully. Those kids are dumb. God
no
damn.
kidding.
My sister painted her Lego.
See, I'm okay with some people doing that, but that's only if it's like, I built a Lego sculpture, it's all glued together, and I needed the correct colors that I wanted to be painted. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of shitty. Why didn't you just go on, like, Lego's Pick-a-Brick back when they didn't have it and buy, like, 1,000 of this kind of brick?
Because they were 8.
When you couldn't. Pick-a-Brick never used to exist. You used to have to get, like, the Lego cataloging and the parts that you could order in were in limited shape and quantity. So it was like, you really had to grind Lego sets to get the parts you wanted. So that's why people like the Bricksmiths from Edmonton, they really blew my mind. And they had, like, oh yeah, I've got, like, 1 million of these things, and it's a really rare piece. We just bought, like, the X-Wing set, like, 50 times.
Yeah, that's hundreds of dollars.
Well, the X-Wing set, actually, the original kind of New Hope, X-Wing when it first came out was like $54. They're $80 now.
Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Lego and I would be an Autobot. You're up, kid.
I'd have to say I'd be the dinosaur.
The Dinobots, that's an Autobot.
Yeah, like Grimlock and stuff?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Dinobots are Autobots.
Or are you talking the dinosaurs on Beast Wars?
Oh, that would be the Predacons.
Yeah.
Predacons
Predacons kind of the end,
Predacons are
related
Decepticons.
to Decepticons. Yeah.
Predacons are the Decepticons of the Beast Wars universe.
either?
I
really
Okay.
Oh wait,
okay,
or you could be
what-
Dinobot, who's a Maximal.
What? Okay,
The Maximals are the
Maximals
Autobots.
Ow. Dinobot starts as a Predacon, defects to the Maximals.
It's like if Starscream became a good guy.
What?
Yes.
But he ran the Decepticons, I was told by you.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, he did. But that's
And he'd shoot his boss
That's-
around.
and that's only in. You're getting cross.
Pacowie!
Anyway.
things backwards now. But yeah.
Okay,
no,
so you would be something in between, is what you're saying.
Oh, I would be the Grievous Transformer that transforms into a ship.
Oh man, you have to pick an Autobot or a Decepticon.
No. You know what? This is probably the best we're going to get out of it. What's your favorite toy?
I was thinking of a favorite toy, and it's actually all the way back to Star Wars. I had a...
This is like Micro Machine Star Wars.
No, I had a speeder bike.
Oh man, is it the one that came with the Scout Trooper that blew up into 3 pieces or 4 pieces?
Sadly, no. I had the one with I think Luke on it.
It blew up as well.
In the Oh, it didn't blow up. I broke it pretty hard.
Oh, shit.
it
Were
was,
you reenacting New Hope?
I was
Or-
flying... I
Wrong.
ran down the stairs,
That's
and
what
I
you did,
had
right?
it skimming along the banister going up the stairs. And, my feet stopped counting the stairs, and it ate floor.
Oh.
And, no, it didn't break apart because it was like a higher-end toy.
Oh no, it wasn't like a little Hasbro, like, push this little button and the spring-loaded thing comes off and then the bike blows apart.
No, it's more like a model.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's besides that, I was gonna say Game Boy, but I don't think that counts.
No, video games do not qualify as a toy in
Yeah.
this instance. You have to have something that required imagination and physical presence in the real world.
Oh, Dr. Horrible's slimy lizard maker thing, rubber.
Oh, like those
Creepy
fucking
crawlers?
Creepy crawlers.
Creepy crawlers.
And the one
I was-
for food, the one that made candy too.
I was so jealous. A friend of mine had creepy crawlers, and he would make me insects every once in a while when I asked him to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I had,
It was the same kid who brought pickled carrots in with his lunch.
I had
Is that
He was-
good?
he was the most popular kid in school.
Pickled carrots are gross. Why would you ruin something so delicious like a carrot? By
I had all kinds of crazy shit for my creepy crawlers oven. I had glow-in-the-dark materials, and I had all kinds of stuff. I could make
Nice.
millipedes, centipedes, scorpions, all kinds of spiders and ants.
I had one tray that I ruined, and then the other tray I hated. And then they got shelved.
And then they stopped making the stuff that makes the insects, and I got sad.
Yeah, probably because it was cancer causing.
Was it?
I don't know.
I think that too many children tried to eat
Or
it.
the house bulb you put in would melt the damn machine.
It's like Nerf guns back when
They were fun. Oh, I'm sorry. They were awesome.
back when Nerf started facing like a lot of the producers of Nerf started facing.
And that's when they started
lawsuits
making
from
air
children
restrictors?
shooting each other's. And
Yeah.
oh no, Nerf guns always had air restrictors in them, always, because you're not supposed to shoot a foam projectile that fast.
Why not? We can take over the world.
Hey, non-expanding recreational foam is a good thing. Don't you tell me what the hell to do with it.
That's like my awesome long shot that I put extra springs in. So now it's slowly breaking the gun's internals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you shoot.
You just gotta pad that plunger on and it'll be fine. So,
Or you can buy metal internals online.
yeah, a lot of people put it's called an angel breach inside their guns. It's made out of brass.
Or you can be like me and not care.
Or you could be like me and not own one. But I do. I own the dumber version of it.
Oh, you got the long strike.
Oh, fuck.
No one likes the long strike.
Except when I took the
And
barrel
it
off,
looks
it looked
really
like
cool.
Boba Fett's gun.
Yeah, I had to buy one then. But
Suck a pow! Oh, yeah, that was Chris's question. That was awesome.
Yeah, so we are PS2J now. We actually have a fourth player, and he has just dropped out. So we actually have a Twitter feed and a Facebook page that we got going up. So any more additional fourth player questions, even live, we might even have the Twitter feed open next time we do this.
I'm gonna wake up the Facebook of it.
Cool.
Delete some of that pictures off.
so
Oh, my.
you can throw on the URLs.
Yeah, the URLs will be up in the info. I'll metadata it, or Google Plus is where I'll be, and I'll be tweeting a lot.
And I think we're at PS2J Show
Yeah,
and Facebook.com/PS2J Show.
yeah.
And
Google Plus page PS2J Show.
Yep.
YouTube, it might happen. PS2J Show. I am sitting on it.
Good man.
And we really want to hear from you guys. Come on.
Yeah, because we are the drop in, drop out conversation. That's how this works. It's like co-op, except we talk about things.
Oh yeah, Google Plus. We'll do a hangout. We'll talk to someone like live.
Oh yeah, and we might even end up with people live in house. So yeah,
That's
we might even have
crazy.
the fourth player here.
Yeah, we have friends. Shut up. Besides each other. And now, for next time, we want your answer. That's what we're going for.
Oh, well, we got, we have a follow-up segment called Food for Thought, which in this instance is really aptly named. It's a question that we ask
Are
everybody
we gonna make
else.
it a pun every time? We should do that.
Maybe. But
Pun
we
it.
ask everybody else that's out there in internet land to think about this question until we do our next episode.
'Cause
and
I'd
submit
love
our
to-
answers to us.
Totally, we'll read out all our favorite answers.
Definitely.
We'll get some more fan input or player 4 input, because you are the fourth player, right?
Yeah, no multi-taps, up to 4 only.
Yes. So the question for Food for Thought this time around is, what fictional race from anything, this can be anything from TV shows to movies to video games to whatever, which fictional race do you think would be the tastiest?
Yeah!
And why?
Really quick why would be nice.
Maybe a recipe, whatever. Go as far as you want, or just like a simple answer.
Do you want to do what we find out what we said next time, or do you want to find out what we said now?
No,
Let's
no way.
let's next show. Let's read some answers that we like and then give our own.
Cool.
We'll put a pin in it. Pin in it. Boop.
Sounds good. So, This is PS2J.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Signing out.
Okay, logging off.
Yes, why not?
Dropping would we drop out or we're hosts?
Oh shit. We're dropping connection. Hope you have save data of this.
There's
Bye.
latency. Bye. Bye.
Host is disconnected.
You have been kicked from the server.
Yeah. I
just kicked player 4, so let's drop.
I don't want to say kicked from the server. I want to be like, host is disconnected, or host has left the session, you have been disconnected, or something.
Yeah.
Why? I like kicking people. Kicking's way more fun.
Because we're trying to encourage involvement.
Fine, host disconnects.
Host is disconnected.